What's going on? This is Marcus, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the student loan debt snowball and track the progress. And we're just going to kind of wrap up or close out how the budget went for March. So, if you're interested in learning about finances, being motivated to pay off debt, and following my debt free journey, definitely subscribe to the channel and hit that like button because it'll help the channel grow. Not going to do any board writing today because I did that, jacked up some of the footage, had a technical issue. So, hey, y'all gonna get the quick Reader's Digest version. That's an old reference. The Reader's Digest version. So essentially in March, like I said in the mid-month check-in, budget got a little out of whack, so to speak, because we incurred some additional costs. Here's how the costs broke down. We had additional $159 that we had to pay for a hotel, eating out costs associated with that overnight trip, and a little just budget fatigue on me and the wifey's part was $124 over, $57 over on fuel, and $60 that we spent just out of pocket to buy some unnecessary popcorn. But hey, wanted to support the friends because they always support us. So that put us at, and I rounded those numbers up or down depending on what it was, but that put us at $400 over budget for the month. Now, we were able to save $200 on the grocery category. I really think that stems from my son actually has to attend school now, so his lunch is there. But I tell you, he already coming home talking about I don't like that lunch, so he gonna probably want us to go buy chips and all the other nonsense. But I'm getting him all fruit, and either he'll eat the fruit because it's healthy, or he'll just suck it up and start eating the school lunch. But we were able to save $200 on grocery for the month, so we essentially were over budget by overspending. Once everything and all the numbers figure out, we were over budget by $200. And so again, wasn't an emergency, so we definitely aren't going to mess with anything in the emergency fund or the money that we allocate towards the emergency fund. That $500 is just on autopilot, and we just going to have that keep going to the emergency fund. So we actually reduced the amount of the student loan debt snowball payment. Our goal is to send $3,600 per month in. However, we were able to send $3,400 this month because the extra $200 we had to find it from somewhere. We just reduced the amount of that snowball payment. The actual minimum amount, if payments were mandatory on that student loan, would be $759. So we still are substantially over and are making good progress towards the student loan snowball. But I will tell you that I'm gonna figure out a way next month to see if I can get that $200 back in towards the student debt, because I just want to keep pace with this goal so I can hopefully hit the goal between $35,000 to $40,000 paid off on this student loan by the end of the calendar year. Now, the other thing that I'll just talk about briefly is in that mid-month video, I talked a little bit about budget fatigue, and I think it's two parts. First of all, the weather's warming up, people are going to want to go outside. I think that is definitely an issue. Well, it could be an issue on how to make sure that we keep our budget tight. You know, when the weather warm, you want to go out. When you go out, you want stuff. Like the other day, I literally was out and I was driving, and I smelled some donuts from Krispy Kreme, and the hot sign was on. And man, they smelled delicious. And I wanted to pull over so bad. I mean, just the inner fat boy in me wanted to just go and get a whole dozen. And if I get a dozen, I'm probably gonna eat like 4 or 5 of them. So I was able to have restraint this time, but things like that. You out, you doing something. Oh, let's go get ice cream. Oh, I smell those donuts. Those smell good. So I'll definitely have to come up with a plan next month to make sure that, you know, as things warm up, as things open up, that we are staying on pace with our budget and our spending. The other thing that I think contributed to the budget fatigue was when you have a debt snowball and you're working on getting out of debt, when you got 10 debts you're paying, um, to me, it was a little bit easier for us to stay focused because we had 10 debts to pay. We had a debt A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so forth. And now, where the difficulty comes in at is now that we paid off 9 of those debts, for example, and we're down to one debt, or you're down to your last 2 debts, the amount of that snowball payment is so large, you may be paying 2, 3, 4 times the amount of the minimum payment. And because you're paying so much towards the minimum payment, I think what we experience is, hey, our minimum payment is $750. We paying $3,600 a month. I think it mentally is a little bit easier because you don't have all those obligations, so your money isn't stretched out over 10 creditors. You're paying so much on this one isolated loan because your snowballed and went downhill and got large. And now it's a little bit easier for us to mentally make that mistake of, well, we can go over budget $100 here, $200 here, because we're still paying substantially more than what the minimum payment is. So I think that mentality is kind of what also exacerbates or make the budget fatigue worse. You're sticking to this budget, you want to just go out and just enjoy a few things and break the budget. But now that snowball payment is so large, if you went over budget $200, you can take it out of that snowball payment and you're still paying a large amount towards that debt, so it makes it a little bit easier. So, I think that's one of the pitfalls that I know we have to look to avoid, just because, you know, it may be an option for us to, hey, let's just reduce this debt snowball by $200-300 to do A, B, and C. But we want to stay consistent. And in order to meet the goals, we got a specific number that we do have to contribute. So we're just going to keep that in the back of the mind. We're just going to keep that in the back of our mind. I just told the wifey that we're going to have probably more budget meetings now, because I think, like I said, I think that budget fatigue, the warm weather, people getting their vaccinations, wanting to go out and do things, I think it's going to be more of an opportunity to go actual off budget. So we just got to make sure we focus in. So that's where the monthly budget kind of played out. So where we are with regard to the student loan payment, we were able to pay $3,400, $200 under what we planned to pay. Because we went over $200 this past month, I'll put a link to the mid-month check-in that'll explain a little bit about the who, what, when, where, and whys of actually going over budget. So currently where we are, when we started in February, remember in February, that was once we paid off everything and we were just focusing on student loans. We're dealing with one student loan. When we started in February, the amount of the student loan that we were starting on was $109,963. Currently, as of this month, in March, the amount is $102,923. So we are making progress. We did have a little slip up, but that's where it stands. Just wanted to give you all a quick update on just kind of how things are playing out with this debt snowball. Y'all keep hustling, keep grinding, keep doing your thing. As always, y'all know I love following y'all journey because y'all give me motivation. So I see everybody out there paying off their debt, doing their March Madness savings and all of that good stuff. So I love that motivation because I need all of it I could get. I appreciate you all tuning in. Hey, y'all take care. Be blessed, be safe, be healthy. Peace.